My name is Josh Jables, and the biggest thing that I've struggled with in my life is myself. I remember really struggling to talk to women. It was affecting my productivity, my relationships, everything. If you want to know how to really conquer yourself, then stick around because I need that watch time. I remember when I was about 6 years old and I was made to feel like an absolute outcast. I remember the other kids would call me a weirdo, they'd make fun of me, they'd never want to include me in any of their games. It felt really horrible because it made me question myself, it made me feel like I wasn't good enough. I felt like I wasn't worthy, and I didn't realise it at the time, but growing up, I started to develop some really serious issues with my self-esteem. I found it so hard to make friends, and up until not that many years ago, I really struggled with myself. And along the line, I found that the reason why I struggled with myself so much was because at the age of 6 years old, in this experience that I mentioned, I picked up something that was called programming. Now, what is programming? Well, imagine that you're a child and you reach out and you burn your hand on the hot stove. Now, that's a very painful experience, isn't it? Now, you're going to be thinking in that moment, fire, bad, stove, bad. So from then on, you learn your lesson and you keep away from that because it's danger. Well, this is actually a very primal part of our brain that keeps us away from these kinds of experiences. And what we end up doing is we also process not just physical pain, but emotional pain in the same way. So imagine this child that's burnt his hand on the hot stove. His brain has created a program to stop him from repeating that same mistake because that fire was hot, it was painful, it was dangerous for him. So if he experiences something that's very traumatic, something that's caused him a lot of hurt in an emotional sense, then his brain's going to create a program for him. And in my case, my program was that if I tried to be myself, which is different to most people, I'm not interested in what a lot of people like, then my programming is going to say to me, don't be yourself, avoid other people, you are not good enough, you are not worthy, you need the approval of these people. And that is a program. How did I break free from this programming? It took many years. I'm going to be honest with you, up until not that long ago, I really started to see the most progress in my life. The first step to overcoming this programming is to become aware of the reason why we are programmed. And as I mentioned, it's because we've experienced something painful in our life. So once you have that awareness, it's then reframing your mindset. I kept telling myself that I will never be good enough, I will never be worthy, because I believed that I had to have people's approval in order to feel good about myself. But I then took on the mindset that, why do I need to worry about what other people think about me? Why is that so important? Why am I letting this control my life? So eventually, I let go of other people's opinions. I started to realize that, well, everyone else has the same struggles as me. Everyone struggles with confidence, insecurity to a degree. And that really helped me to realize that I don't need to worry about the way people think and feel about me. And in that moment, when I realized that, I felt empowered, and that was a major breakthrough in overcoming this programming. So as we do that, we start to heal. And as we're along this healing journey, we start to realize things about ourselves. We start to realize that yes, we are worthy, we are deserving of love and respect. And that's what I started to do. I started to love myself more. I started to accept myself more. And as I started to do this, I started to feel more free. Naturally, I started to feel better about myself. So when it had come to talking to girls, talking to other people, it felt way more natural. I started putting this into practice. I started being myself. I stopped trying to hide who I was, and I started to just embrace it and think, well, if people don't like me, that's okay because I don't need them in my life. My programming told me that I did need people, and that's why every time I tried to do better for myself, I kept falling into the same trap and never getting anywhere. So it's important that as we start to deprogram ourselves, we educate ourselves. It's helpful to look up things like shadow work. If you go on YouTube, there's plenty of different videos that can help you unlearn your programming. Maybe it's seeking out coaching, it's getting therapy, whatever you need to do, whatever works best for you. But it's not enough to learn, it's not enough to get coaching, it's not enough to get therapy. You have to be able to really integrate this into your life. You have to build new habits. You have to create a new program. The energy's got to go somewhere. And if you haven't created a new program for yourself, then your energy is just going to get reverted back into those old habits that were keeping you where you were. So, what is the new programming? Well, in my case, my programming had to become myself. I had to start being who I was. I had to start embracing my thoughts, my feelings, my personality. I had to stop shying away from being me. And the more I practiced being me, the more I let my guard down, the more I embraced that more vulnerable, sensitive side that I had. The more I started to show my sense of humour, my character started to come out, the more comfortable I got with that. And it's by leaving the comfort zone that we truly do start to break free. And as I started to do that, everything just started to feel way more natural when I was talking to women, when I was talking to other people, when I was trying to become the best version of myself. And now that I've been able to do that, I can achieve so much more in my life. And that is a very surface level way to break free from your programming. If this video has been valuable for you at all, then be sure to leave a like and a comment. It really helps to support the channel. And yeah, love you, bro.